Welcome to Freedom at 60. We began our journey back in May and spent the summer cruising from beautiful Sarasota, Florida, around the Florida Keys and all the way up to Baltimore, Maryland. In this video, we'll dive into our experience with the Safe Harbor membership. Did it really save us money, or was it just too complicated to make work? We'll also share some of our favorite Safe Harbor marinas and highlight a few of the wonderful people we met along the way. Stay tuned to the end. We put together a detailed spreadsheet that breaks down all our costs and savings so you can see exactly how it worked out for us. If you enjoy cruising, fishing, and travel stories, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more adventures as we continue our voyage toward Grenada. When I first decided that I wanted to make Safe Harbor our home base for the summer months of 2025, I needed to find the perfect spot to call home, even though we'd only actually be there for less than 4 weeks of the time we signed up and paid for. We had plenty of marinas to choose from, but a few key things were important to us. Easy access to an airport so we could fly home when needed, a pool if possible, nearby things to do, and a good location for more traveling. After speaking with several marinas, and with the help of Abby, Safe Harbor's concierge, you'll be hearing her name a lot in this story, we decided to sign a slip agreement with Safe Harbor Blue Water in Hampton, Virginia. We began our Safe Harbor journey in May of 2025 with our first stop at Safe Harbor Regatta Point Marina in downtown Palmetto, Florida on the Manatee River. We had lived here for 4 years on previous boats, so it felt like slipping into an old hat, a familiar and comfortable place to start. This stop gave us time to finish rehabbing the boat and say our goodbyes to friends and family. We stayed for 4 nights. It's a nice marina with some new floating docks, though more than half are still wood. While it's a great spot overall, it's a bit out of the way for coastal boaters since it sits more than 7 miles up the river. We traveled from Regatta Point south to the Florida Keys, making several stops along the way. Since there weren't any Safe Harbor marinas close to the coastal waterway, we decided to stay on the hook until we reached Safe Harbor Marathon. This marina turned out to be one of our favorite stops of the trip, home to what might just be the best pool we saw anywhere. Its proximity to the fishing grounds is fantastic, and there's plenty to do in the area, including a fun pub crawl. The famous Brass Monkey was one of our stops, and lots of great food nearby. The marina has everything you could need: fuel, haul-out facilities, a restaurant, rental rooms, and even an RV park, all tied together in one location. Between the location and that amazing pool, it easily earned a top spot on our list of favorites. We'd ordered a few things from Amazon during our stay, but they didn't arrive until after we'd already left. Alyssa from the marina went above and beyond. She packed everything up and mailed it to us herself. Of course, I covered the shipping and made sure to tip her, but it was such a thoughtful and unexpected gesture. Thanks again, Alyssa. We worked our way north slowly, fishing and simply enjoying the journey. Eventually, we needed to head back to Palmetto for a meeting and some doctor appointments, so we booked a slip at Safe Harbor Lauderdale Marine Center for 3 nights. This is a massive marina. At 43 feet, our boat felt like a dinghy among the giants. The Marine Center spans 25 acres with 125 floating slips and 29 slips reserved for mega yachts. It's extremely well protected, located over 4 miles up the New River, and reaching it requires passing through 4 drawbridges and a railroad bridge that must be opened for most boats. We didn't have much time to relax on this stop. We pulled in, secured the boat, grabbed a rental car, and headed home. The marina and staff we interacted with were excellent, and we definitely return in the future. That said, this isn't a spot you'd want to be going in and out of every day. It's a long ride up the New River. As we continued north, the next area with Safe Harbor Marinas was West Palm Beach and North Palm Beach, where there are actually 4 safe harbors within just 5 miles of each other. The southernmost is Safe Harbor Rybovich, a mega yacht marina that normally doesn't take transient boaters. Thanks to Abby, though, we were able to get in for up to 3 nights. After just 1 night, however, we realized it wasn't the right fit for us and decided to move on. It's an absolutely beautiful facility, but we were assigned to the outside dock and the local traffic completely ignored the no-wake zone. The constant wakes made it too rough for comfort. Next up was Safe Harbor Newport Cove. We didn't stay there this trip, but we did stop for fuel since their prices were about 20 cents per gallon cheaper than nearby options. It's a nice little marina, small but well kept. We'd stayed there before on our Sea Ray and always enjoyed it. A must-see here is the fish cleaning station. Watching someone clean fish attracts massive Goliath groupers and large jacks that fight over the scraps. An amazing sight. A bit farther north is Safe Harbor North Palm Beach, one of our favorites and a spot we'd stayed at before. We ended up spending 3 nights there on our way back down. This well-protected marina sits tucked in a cove surrounded by buildings, making it ideal for stormy weather. It's also within walking distance of some great local spots, including a brewery and a nice sports bar. We fueled up there again on our return trip. The price was close to Newport Cove's, and we wanted to support the marina since they'd been so accommodating. The final one in the area is Safe Harbor Old Port Cove. Despite several attempts over the years, both with this boat and our Sea Ray, we've never been able to secure a slip there when passing through. Across all 3 safe harbors we've stayed at in the Palm Beach area, the staff have always been super friendly and accommodating. As we continued north, our next stop was Safe Harbor Harborage Yacht Club in Stuart, Florida. This stop is always a must for us. The marina's facilities, staff, and live-aboard community are all outstanding. The pool and hot tub area alone make it worth the visit, complete with its own bar, a nice restaurant, workout room, comfortable sitting area, fire pit, and more. It's a great place to relax and recharge. The marina sits about 8 miles up the St. Lucie River, so it's a bit of a detour off the intracoastal, but absolutely worth the trip. There's plenty to do nearby during your stay and lots of great options for provisioning as well. This stop consistently ranks as one of our favorites along the Safe Harbor journey. Our final Safe Harbor stop in Florida on this trip was Safe Harbor Harbor Town in Fort Pierce, FL. This marina is another one of our favorites. The slips feature big, wide, floating docks located just off the Intracoastal Waterway and only minutes from the Fort Pierce Inlet, making it super convenient for both cruising and fishing. We also love this spot for all the local things to do. Some of our favorite stops around town include Sunrise City Cafe, Sailfish Brewing Company, the Fort Pierce Inlet State Park, and a true local gem, Little Jim Bait and Tackle. Everything is easily accessible by dinghy, with a complimentary city dock downtown and Little Jim's located right on the water. The marina itself has 320 wet slips, a large working yard with haul-out capabilities, a workout room, a huge pool, and a very nice restaurant that often features live music. There's also a great fuel dock and plenty more amenities. We've stayed here numerous times over the years and always found the staff to be incredibly friendly and helpful. Our next leg was a long one, a haul from Fort Pierce, Florida to Savannah, Georgia, covering more than 400 miles. We wanted to spend some time exploring Savannah, so our first stop was the City Docks in downtown Savannah. This turned out to be a ton of fun and surprisingly affordable at just $1.75 per foot, including electric. The only catch was a 3-night maximum stay. After a few full and fun days downtown, we moved the boat over to Safe Harbor Bahia Blue in Thunderbolt, Georgia. This is a great little marina known for its massive 10-foot tide swing, though the floating docks make it an easy adjustment. The staff was fantastic, and while the marina is small, primarily a high and dry storage facility with a small store and bathrooms, it has a welcoming, laid-back feel. We really enjoyed this stop, especially because the kids and grandkids joined us for a couple of days. One of our favorite nearby spots was Wild, a small riverside restaurant with a great vibe and atmosphere. We stayed here for 3 nights on the way north and then again for another 3 on the return trip as we got ready for the Freedom and 60 birthday bash back at the downtown Savannah River docks. As we continued our journey toward Charleston City, we attempted to stop at Safe Harbor, Skull Creek, and Hilton Head, both on the way up and again on the way back. Unfortunately, they weren't very accommodating. We were denied a slip each time. I want to thank Abby for working it hard, though. As we passed by, it was clear there were several open spots we could have easily fit into, which made it a bit disappointing. Our next stop was Safe Harbor Beaufort in Beaufort, South Carolina, a really nice marina that sits directly on the Intracoastal Waterway. There's a strong current running through, but the floating docks make tying up easy and secure. The staff was very friendly and helpful, even though we only stayed 1 night in each direction as we passed through. The town itself is small and charming, just a couple of blocks from the marina, with everything you need within easy walking distance. There's also a grocery store nearby, which makes it a convenient spot for provisioning. Our next stop was Safe Harbor Charleston City Marina, where we stayed for 3 days on the way north and another 3 on the return trip. This mega marina is absolutely massive and incredibly accommodating. They offer golf cart pickups right at your slip and even a shuttle van to take you into town. The floating docks are large and sturdy, making docking a breeze. We loved our time in Charleston and did a ton of biking all around the city. We stopped at several local favorites, including Burns Alley, the Griffin, Moe's Tavern, the Container Bar, and Edmund's Oast Brewing Company. Riding around was almost distracting because it was hard to keep your eyes on the road. The historic homes and old buildings are simply stunning. This city is, without a doubt, one of the most beautiful we've visited. The marina itself is impressive, with slips ranging from 30 to 455 feet and featuring a 1,530-foot-long mega dock. In total, there are 415 slips and 125 transient slips. They handle the Safe Harbor 3-night complimentary stay policy a little differently here. They won't confirm the free nights until the day of arrival. You can still make a reservation ahead of time, and if space allows when you check in, they'll comp the first 3 nights. The only downside we found was that not all passing boats observe the no-wake zone. If you're tied up on the outside wall, as we were on both visits, it can get a bit bumpy at times. For this final leg between Charleston, South Carolina, and Hampton, Virginia, there are 2 Safe Harbor locations along the way. The first is Safe Harbor, South Harbor Village. We tried to get a slip there both ways with no luck. This is one of the few marinas that just doesn't seem to embrace the Safe Harbor way. As we passed by, there was definitely space available both times, and we were only looking for a 1-night stay. A bit disappointing, but it happens. The next stop was Safe Harbor Jarrett Bay, which is primarily a working yard. During the week, there's usually not much availability on the docks unless you arrive late in the day and leave first thing in the morning. As we approached, some weather started moving in, and since it was heading into the weekend, they were able to make room for us. We stayed through the weekend, and honestly, for a few rainy days, we were just happy to be tied securely to the dock. Keep in mind, though, this stop is nothing but a slip with power and water. There's nothing within walking or biking distance. Overall, on the trip up and back, the Safe Harbor membership provided a significant savings, and having the concierge team, Abby, Sarah, and Kelsey, handle all the arrangements made the entire experience seamless. These three are always incredibly responsive. One moment that really stood out was when we were staying at Safe Harbor Stewart over New Year's. Abby actually called me on New Year's Day just to make sure everything was going well. That's what I call over-the-top service. Part 2 of this video will cover the marinas in the Chesapeake area. I'll also be sharing a detailed spreadsheet of all the savings and whether the membership truly paid off. We did make a few other stops on the way up, but with all the solar power we have and our Godu dinghy, we really don't need marinas very often. The only other stop we made was downtown Savannah. I'll be working on getting part 2 out very soon. Until then, like and subscribe so you'll get notified when the next video drops. Have a fantastic day, and remember, you can always make more money, but you can't buy more time.